How do? Welcome back to Star Mesh in this start from scratch vintage playthrough. Last episode we got our forestry up and running. We sold off all of the wood pallets, minus the short planks. Made about $250,000. We bought 3 fields, a new Massey Ferguson tractor. We bought a harvester, you can see just ahead of us. What else did we buy? I don't think we bought anything else, did we? Oh, we bought the trailer. And that was it that we bought. This episode, we are going to... We're going to have to spray off the fields that we planted. We need to get some herbicide down in a couple of months' time. Have a look at some contracts, see what's kicking about. Because there's nothing for us to do at our farm now until harvest time. I am kind of regretting selling off all that wood, doing that forestry. Because that $250,000, that amount of money would probably have taken us around 3 years to get off arable land. So it's just accelerated the series, I suppose, by like 3 years, which is not the best for longevity of the series, but it is what it is. What I think we'll do is, though, I don't think we're gonna do any more forestry on this playthrough because the money's just too good. Or if we do any more forestry, we're gonna have to turn the economic value up to hard. Because like I said, we made $250,000 off that tiny bit of land there, which had about 12 trees on it. So if you're looking at something like this that's full of trees, you're going to be making millions. So we got poppy in 20 and 21, and we put some spelt in 18 just to see if it did harvest the same time as the spelt that went in previously in 19 and 16. I don't think there's going to be many contracts in March. We can have a look. A lot of bale wrapping, which we're not going to be doing. Sowing, stone picking. Yeah, not much really. So we'll move on to April. The remainder of our planks don't sell until July when we harvest. Into April we go. And what I was thinking as well, actually, when we sell those planks off, it might be worth looking at a piece of land to upgrade or expand our farmyard. I don't know where the starter farm is. I think 22 would be ideal. What's on here? And I don't think we can sell these buildings. Oh, that's a collectible. We could yeah, we could use the map hider, I suppose, the object hider. It's a lot of stuff to be hiding though if we're going to build on top of it. What field's this? 42. It's a big field, that. I still think field 2 would be the better option. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's have a look at our fields. So we have got weeds growing. I thought this shouldn't have had weeds because it were ploughed. But we have got weeds growing. So we could spray them off now, I suppose. We need to get a second application of fertiliser on, actually. Only on field 20 though. So let's get field 20 fertilised. And we'll do that with the... Do it with the old tractor. I don't think we need a new one for that. Okay, we've just finished. Well, I've just run out of fertiliser. Still got that little strip there, but not too fussed about that one. I did drive into the spelt a little bit. Destroyed a little patch before I realised. I'm hoping next month the crop's still drivable on for us to get the herbicide down. We're going to have a look if there's any contracts available to us that we want to do. If there's not, then it's a case of just passing it on again. And what I'd quite like to do, actually, I was just thinking then when I was doing that fertilising, when we come to July and we come to sell off those short planks, I want to get a grass field, and then we can look at some animals, because we've got that silage pit there but we might as well put to some sort of use. There's a couple of fertilising ones but they're not worth much. Weeding, we don't have a weeder. And wood transport I'm not interested in either. I wonder, let's have a look in the sale. I'm just thinking weeders, whether they are within our year range. That's interesting. 240 horsepower that. Huh. Can't ever recall seeing that tractor before. And I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it. No idea. Zeta Crystal. Not a bad little tractor either. Bit expensive for its horsepower though. Yeah, there's nothing for us, really. Let's have a quick look at weeders. See if they're within our date range. No, they're not. The only one that is the hand pushable. Yeah, I think the 2007 is the oldest for the hoe. So yeah, that's our question. So we might as well pass through to May then. Got the fields herbicided. Is that a word? Sprayed off. If there's any decent contracts, I might set the AI worker on the spraying, and we can have a look at doing a couple of contracts. Let's have a look in the sale. Take that. Solid fert. Just wooden bag, is it? Yeah. That's fine. That'll do us for the drill next time we need it. Always take fertiliser if we see it. What is that? Oh, vines. Something I've never done. Grapes or olives. Nope, nothing for us. Well, we've got in contracts. I don't think we're into harvest season yet for any sort of crop. Mowing. If we are going to get a mower, we could pick up those 3 contracts. Let's just have a look, see what's available to us in mowers. I know we've got the double bar. Just wondered if we had any bigger ones. I'm not a massive fan of that double bar mower. No, the oldest one I believe is this one at 2013. I just wondered. It is going to have to be the double bar. I just wondered about swaffers. I don't know if I've got any. I don't think I've got any mods on for the swaffers. Right, so it's going to have to be double bar. So we'll grab that. We'll grab these mowing contracts. Let's get the AI worker going on the herbicide. Let's have a look. So yeah, we've got 18, 20, 21. This is 18, isn't it? It is. I'm sure this is the field that had crop destruction though. It does. So that's at 4 of 8. And this one's at 5 of 8. I don't know how I'm going to do this then. I mean, the AI worker doesn't have crop destruction. But I suppose if it finishes in like the middle of the field or something. Let's see if it picks up the field from here. It does. If we start with the up and down, it should finish on the headland. Which I'm hoping then should just leave him somewhere near the edge of the field for us to drive it off. I've no idea why the AI worker doesn't destroy crops. I suppose though sometimes if he goes off pace and just decides to drive into a random field, it's not fair to destroy the crop, I suppose. But we'll grab this mower, we'll have a look at the fields we go into. I'm not a massive fan of this mower, like I said before. No apparent reason why I'm not a fan of it, just not. I prefer the front and back mowers. But unfortunately, in our timeline, front and back mowers weren't a thing. Right, so they're all up top. So we'll drive up there. So we're at the we'll start 115, do 109, finish on 92. Well, I actually think the double bar mower was alright, actually. To be fair, I never used to like it. I mean, it's not a bad little mower. That was fairly quick and painless. That last one was a little bit more difficult though. I think it's just getting it lined up to how you want it positioned. I found it going anti-clockwise easier than going clockwise, because you can just line your wheels up with the edge of the grass, as opposed to trying to gauge where the cut line, I suppose, on where the cut line is on the when you've got it to the left here. Right, let's head back down to farm. AI worker has finished spraying the fields. I did forget that I had it set to buy fertilizer from when we did the liming, so we had to, even though we had a tank of herbicide, we still had to pay for it. I didn't realise that until we started on the last field, but that's alright. It's not like we're short on money. A little bit of crop destruction driving it out of the first field, but not much I can do about that. Like I say, it's we'll have lost less yield driving out and putting some tire marks in, instead of not weeding at all. I think you lose about 20% with weeds, so not the end of the world. I suppose the thing with a double bar mower as well, you can do it. Its working speed is very high, so you get stuff done quickly. Now you get that other tractor off the field as well. Think about where I'm going to put this mower, because it's a bit of a nightmare to reverse. Not as bad as a dolly, but it's not the easiest thing to reverse. So we'll stick it in this one, and then we can put the tractors down bottom. That'll do. Well, let's grab the other tractor. Just double check that all the weeds have been sprayed. They have. Cash in these couple of contracts. So what's that? 3.5, 5.5, 6.5. Yeah, about 6.5 grand. Which is not too bad. Puts us up to 20k. Oh, I wasn't expecting crop destruction there though. So I wonder why that field has crop destruction. Poppies growth stage 3 or 4. Planted these at the same time though, so why does this one that's 3 and 4 not have destruction? Don't know, but at least we've only lost a little bit on the corner. Interesting. Don't know why it's different when they're both at the same growth stage. Right, let's get into June. I think we're into June and it's absolutely chucking it down. Apparently, doesn't look like it is, but it sounds like it is. So are these poppies going to be ready to harvest then? No, they're not. So they're in the last growth stage, as is the spell. 18's a month behind. So that's 7 of 8. Looking nice and lush. Wow, yeah, the poppies have all come into red. All come into colour now. God, they look cool. And this one's 6 of 8. It all looks pretty good. Yield bonus 95%. I don't know why we've lost 5%. Maybe because it wasn't rolled. 97%. Lovely. Okay, so let's have a quick look in the sale, but I don't think, unless there's anything that we can't say no to, that we're going to do any contracts this month. It's probably worth just passing on to next month and cracking on with harvest. Barrel of diesel, another sprayer. Nice Ford. Not enough horsepower for us though. No, not for us. Quick look at contracts then. A couple of wrapping, more deadwood, fertiliser, but they're only small fertilisers. Hoeing we don't have. Mowing I'm not that bothered about. For the sake of £3 grand. No. Okay, well, no point hanging about. If there's nothing for us to do, we're going to move into harvest season. Okay. Oh, so that 18's also ready to harvest. Everything has jumped to ready to harvest, which is absolutely lovely. Means we can get all of our crop in this month. We do have next month as well if we end up running out of time. We also need to get those last wood pallets sold off. That's interesting. That's something I was thinking about, because we'll need it for the silage. We'll need a bucket. 20k. So it's the 841. Is that the bigger one or the smaller one? $841 is the smaller one. But oh, it's the newer one though, even though it's a smaller one. Okay, that's worth considering. So we shall start with, I want to say the poppy, I think we'll start with. In fact, actually I'm going to start with spelt, because it's the closest one to us. So we'll start with the spelt, we'll get these 3 done, and then we shall move on to poppy. Ooh, I'm excited. I haven't done poppy before, so interested to see what yield we get. Right, let's get old iron fired up and harvesting this spelt. I tell you what though, it's bloody noisy up here in this, well, I can't say cab because there's no cab on it. But we'll crack on. We'll deal with all the dust that comes up, and we'll bring the spelt in. We'll see how much we get off that, and then we'll move on to poppy. See what that yields. Right, we've got the last little bit of spelt coming in now. I'm a little bit disappointed with the yield, I'm not going to lie. We didn't get as much as what I was expecting, but I suppose the spelt is quite a high value crop, so you're going to get less than what you get off, say, wheat or barley. But let's bang this into trailer, see how much we've got. Take it down to silo. $6,984 litres, so nearly 7,000 litres. Which, like I say, is a little bit disappointing because we had two decent sized fields. Plus obviously the tiny field, which I didn't expect much from, but there's two bigger fields. I thought we'd get a bit more, but like I say, it's a high value crop, so it's not the end of the world. So we'll drop this off, we'll jump back into old iron, and we'll get the poppies in. Hopefully we'll get a bit more from poppies. So the two fields we've got for poppies are bigger than the spelt fields. This one right in front of us certainly is a decent sized field, that one there. We'll start off with a smaller one, get that done, and then move on to a bigger one. See what we get off the poppy harvest. It looks like we got some rain. So let's just have a look on weather forecast, see how long it's supposed to be in for. So 2 o'clock. So we're going to have to fast forward because it reduces yield down when it's raining. And we don't want that. Okay, there we go. Properly stopped now, so we can carry on. I didn't want to lose any yield on this poppy because this is our big money crop. So let's crack on and get this finished. Pleasantly surprised with the amount of yield we've got off this poppy. It certainly yields very well. I know we've had 2 decent sized fields, but the yield has been really nice. It's taken us a bit longer than I expected. I didn't really realise how big this field was. With the planter, we've got a bigger wicking width and a quicker speed. So, but yeah, with old iron, it's taken us a fair while. So what we'll do is we'll finish this last pass, and we'll get it into silo. See how much we've made. I have made a decision on the series over the past, well, since I've been harvesting, and I've been thinking about it as well. I think this is going to be the last episode on this series. The mistake I made was doing that wood. I think, you know, it's a vintage series where we've got small equipment and, well, smallish fields. This feels pretty big, but smallish in the grand scheme of things. And we've made 300 grand. We spent 20 grand to make 300, and we've still got another load of pallets of wood to go. There's nothing really left for us to buy apart from more fields and a bigger harvester, which we could get the harvester once we sort off them pallets and the what we've made off these fields. So disappointed, but I'm disappointed in myself that I've made that mistake. I didn't expect 12 trees to give us that much cash. I was thinking maybe it would have given us 50-60k, something like that. Which way am I going? The wrong way. Yeah, 50-60k, which would have given us, you know, a tractor. But it gave us way too much money. We bought multiple fields, multiple bits of equipment. So we live and learn. We live and learn. I will do another vintage series in the future at some point, but we'll learn from our mistakes. Well, like I said, I just don't see the point in carrying on with it because there's nothing more for us to do apart from get a new combine. So we'll see what this has yielded. We shall work out how much we would have made from selling it off. So at least then if anybody's playing the map, they'll know. So we got 30,000 litres of poppy, just over. So that would have given us, what, if we sold it at peak, probably about 63k, something like that. The spelt will have given us 7,000 litres, so 21k. So we'd have made about 85k off those fields, which is a good amount. But again, that's 8 months of work. Working 5 fields to get 80k, and we made, well, if you count the pallets, we still got to sell probably 400k in the space of 2 months. So I only got myself to blame, but we move onwards and upwards. So next series, next episode, we have got a new map which we'll be checking out. So I hope to see you on that one. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to help me out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.